hardcover. So the basic summary is that Zuri Benitez has pride. Brooklyn pride, family pride, and pride in her Afro-Latino roots. But pride might not be enough to save her rapidly gentrifying neighborhood from becoming unrecognizable. When the wealthy Darcy family moves in across the street, Zuri wants nothing to do with her 2 teenage sons, even as her older sister, Janae, starts to fall for the charming Ainsley. She especially can't stand the judgmental and arrogant Darius. Yet as Zuri and Darius are forced to find common ground, their initial dislike shifts I apologize, into an unexpected understanding. But with 4 wild sisters pulling her in different directions, cute boy Warren vying for her attention, and college applications hovering on the horizon, Zuri fights to find her place in Bushwick's changing landscape or lose it all. In this timely update of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, critically acclaimed author Ibi Zoboi skillfully balances cultural identity, class, and gentrification against the heady magic of first love in her vibrant reimagining of this beloved classic. So, I picked this up because I, weirdly enough, went through an Austen phase in high school. I just had some time, and I read one for books, and I was enamored, and I read them all. And what I liked about her stuff was that I thought her characters generally felt very real and believable. Even the side characters felt fully fleshed out with good traits and bad traits and sort of behavior patterns you could guess, just kind of based on what we see of them. And I thought she had a good sense of humor. She doesn't do big comedic stuff, but she has little jabs at people's flaws and hypocrisies in the books. And I kind of realized that was something that was a little silly to carry over into this book, just because high school is how long ago? Would I even like Austen stuff if I read it now? And also that Austen wrote for adults, and this is a young adult adaptation of that. And I can't really do young adult stuff that much anymore. Not recently, but this year I read 3 young adult books in a row, and I was I kind of can't. I'm kind of familiar with the tropes and stuff, and it's just I'm not the target demographic anymore, and the tropes don't work for me. So in general, it kind of has to be I don't know how to say it, but basically I'm not a big fan of YA stuff anymore. It kind of has to be a very particular author or someone for me to be able to read a whole lot of it at once. And also, Austen adaptations are often romances because that's where stuff is, and that's generally what they play up, but I'm not big on romance in books. I usually worst case scenario, I'm very annoyed by it and put off by it, and the best case scenario, I tolerate it. It is very rare for me to enjoy a romance in a book. I don't know why that is. It's just, it is what it is. So it was kind of silly to come into this book with such high expectations, but I did. So I'm just letting you know, so you take my opinions with a grain of salt. So in terms of things that worked in the book, I thought Zuri carried the book. I thought she was a very good protagonist. She's very passionate about her neighborhood. She's very devoted to her family. She's a poet, and she has a lot of relatable insecurities, and I thought that she was very well executed, and I think the major thing that kept me reading, excuse me, I liked how the culture and the new setting changed the book. Zuri had this mentor figure, her landlady Madrina, who was an Ifa priestess, and I enjoyed her role in the book. I also Zuri has a meet cute with the potential love interest in a bodega and stuff like that. I thought was cute. Well, this book generally follows the plot of Pride and Prejudice very closely, and in Pride and Prejudice there's this this plot thread where there's this potential love interest who is revealed to be this big scam artist, and he runs away, elopes with someone's younger sister. And this is a very big deal because it is 1700s England, and that will ruin your reputation and the reputation of everyone in your family. And the woman who runs away with the man has a lot of older sisters who are not married yet, and with their reputations ruined, they might not be able to get married. And they're comfortably, not comfortably, but they're middle class. I don't think they have jobs or anything like that, which I think was normal for 1700s England. And that's kind of like their only way to like get income and be, financially solvent. Like they could get jobs, but they're not gonna pay very well. And yeah, and I was just wondering how that was gonna come up in here because that is just very specific to like adults 17th century England, and I was like, well, these are high schoolers and modern day United States, New York to be specifically. So I figured it was just going to get dropped, but Zoboi incorporated it in a way that I thought was very clever and also like retained all the like original impact of that plot line. So I thought that was very well done. In terms of things that didn't work for me, I didn't care for Darius. I kind of went from being like, oh, he's here to serve a purpose to being like off put by him. And this general plot line is that, of Pride and Prejudice is that, interest is prideful, very, I wouldn't say self-absorbed, but like he thinks highly of himself because he comes from money, and he kind of looks down on people who don't have it. And the protagonist is prejudiced against him because she thinks that he's a jerk, and she acts rudely towards him. And also, in the general arc is that like they kind of learn that they both have their mistakes, and like they're kind of equal mistakes, and they like grow from them. And I just didn't really feel like the flaws here were equal. Like I thought Zuri was misguided, but I thought like where she was coming from made sense, and I was like, Darius is just putting on airs because whatever, and like he needs to stop. Which is kind of like whatever, but I felt like how some of the things that like the things Darius said, I was like, oh, some of the things that he said like in like the pursuit of like this plotline, I was like, oh, oof, I don't like that, and I didn't feel like it was adequately addressed or like dealt with, and I was like being kind of about him to like being like I don't. It's a good thing that they're young and this isn't gonna last. And also I wasn't huge on the gentrification plotline just because I felt like it was tonally inconsistent. Like how Zoboi talks about what she wanted to achieve in her acknowledgments gave me a very different impression than what I got from the book. And I think that's kind of an issue. Like, and even in the book, like I kind of got like I didn't get the feeling like, oh, like gentrification is messy and complex, so like I'm gonna leave you feeling messy and complex. I got like, this is a love story for young people, and I want things to be neat and tidy at the end, so like things are gonna get rushed and things are gonna get kind of like swept away. That like maybe they don't get swept away. Maybe it's like, yes, I love this guy and I'm gonna date him, but like there are these big issues that he contributes to, and like that's just something that he's gonna have to think about, and I'm gonna have to think about, and like it's just gonna be there for forever. Yeah, like I just didn't care for how it was addressed. Like I felt like I've read books like for this age range where I really felt like the impact of gentrification on the characters' lives and like why they were against it. And in this one, I didn't, not so much, and I felt like it made Zuri look kind of disingenuous, which I thought was weird. Like I didn't really peg Zuri as being disingenuous, because like that's the reason she gives for why she's like rude to the Darcys, is that they're moving in and they're gonna price her out, and like she's not happy about it. So on the whole, I wasn't like big on this book. yeah, I didn't care for it. I mean, I think people would like it if you're looking for like a light. It's a pretty quick read. Um, but or if if you like YA, you like fantasy, then I think there's like cute things in here that are gonna like surprise you and that you're gonna enjoy. But like I feel like it's kind of for like yeah, that audience. I felt like I didn't, as someone who wasn't big on those things, this wasn't something where I found a whole lot to excite me, which was disappointing, but it happens. Um, yeah, so those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching. If you read Pride by Ibi Zoboi, you've got thoughts you want to share, feel free to comment below. If you have reactions to my video, comment below. Please subscribe. Thank you, and